I've done it. I'm live. Wow. It's crazy how live I am right now. Isn't that crazy? Isn't it crazy how live I am? Isn't it just whack, like bonkers? Absolute bonkers that I'm live right now? Isn't that just totally tubular? Like freaking bro, like I'm live right now. That's crazy. Millions of people could watch this. Millions. Millions. There could be millions. Hello. 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 There's people. Wow. You said sup boy, but apparently that translates to ox soup. Just saying. So Google Translate told me, yeah, why stream now? I have a meeting in 10 minutes. That's today? Oh, I'm sorry. I forgot when your meeting was. Otherwise, I would have. My bad. What you doing? I'm doing nothing important at all. I'm bored. I have a day off today. So uh, yeah, nothing really. I gotta brush my teeth. Yeah. I had an event today and it went good. Congrats. I'm glad. So you wanted us ruin a meeting and Christmas? Christmas. I ruined Christmas. How did I ruin? It's not even Christmas. Are you Australian? Don't Australians have Christmas in July? But even still, it's not July. So it's not that cold out where I am. It's 68 degrees Fahrenheit. I don't speak Celsius, so do the math. Isn't it like times 4 nights or 5 nights? You're the hanky panky movie theater and woods guy. That's me. Yeah. I have seen both of those events unfold, unfortunately. But I got views, so I guess it's fine. And apparently a reputation. Celsius is greater than Fahrenheit. Well, if you think about it, who actually fucking uses Celsius? Except everyone but us. Fahrenheit, I like Fahrenheit because when it's like super hot, it's like 100, and when it's super cold, it's 0. So it's like, natural human temperatures in that range, right? And everything kind of falls between 0 and 100. But it's weird that 32 is freezing and 212 is boiling, but in terms of Celsius, it's 0 and 100, which makes sense. When people say it's like 30 degrees out, they're like, "Man, that's hot." I'm like, "Oh, what?" And I'm like, "Oh, right." So I'm okay with Fahrenheit only because I live in America and I've been using it my entire life. Same reason why um I'm okay with probably a lot of things that I take for granted. I just cover the forehead. No. Take a nice gander at it, eh? I'm just gonna put that there, I guess. I'll just put it there. I'm from India. Well, hi. Hello from India. Well, hello to India, I suppose. Your forehead is smash. Thanks. I appreciate it. It's always been huge. Even as a kid, it was huge. I've always had a huge forehead. I never put my hair up, so it was never visible. Where are you from? I live in the great state of Vermont. Do you have a boyfriend? I don't have a boyfriend. I'm not gay. Don't cover your forehead. What's your skincare routine? I don't really know how to say it. You 30, get a job. I'm 19. Surprise. Interesting stories to share. Anyone from Brazil? You look Arab or Latino. I am Latino. Ain't you an actor? Not an actor. Your face is brighter than my future. Thanks. I gotta brush my teeth. Look behind you. There's nothing back there. Do you have a gun? No gun. I don't have a gun. Sorry. What a strange comment section this is. What do you do? I can crochet a little. Everyone says I look like this Tyler kid and various other people. What's the point of being American if you have no gun? Um, well, why is your hair black? Because God was out of white ink. Well, I don't know. Why is your name Frederick? How dare you mock God? I don't believe in God, so that means nothing to me. But I suppose, how dare I? You heard that, heard? Hmm. What the hell? These are very strange. I don't know how to respond to half of these. Why is my comment section always the weirdest shit ever? Pointless video once again. You know you don't have to watch. It is there. I think that's the whole point. If you look at my channel description, it says a semi-random assortment or a plethora of bullshit, something like that. So I think that's like the whole point, you know, is that there is no point to anything I do. Your videos are hilarious. Thank you. I think that the internet is just getting progressively weirder and that there's no way to avoid any of this. Yeah, you know, why is my name Trevor? I don't know. Ask your mom. I had a microwave burrito from the grocery store today. She's sleeping. Oh, well, you can wake her up. You know, she can always go back to sleep, but you can't always ask her why your name is Trevor. What if you forget? What if for some reason you don't have the opportunity to ask again and you just don't remember? Huh? Huh? You gotta wake her up right now and ask why her name's Trevor. Why are you in the bathroom, bro? What the fuck does it look like I'm in the bathroom, eh? What do I have in my hand? What am I doing to my chompers right now, eh? 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 You know what I'm saying? Another clown, he's thinking he's a streamer. I don't know what part of you makes me think that I'm not a streamer. There's 19 people watching. Why do you think I'm doing this? I'm surprised you remember that. The Ivy League book. Yeah, yeah. I saw that comment and I just got flashbacks to like a year ago. There was a book I saw in a store and I read an excerpt of it. And it was called How the Ivies Ruined America or something, or maybe it was like a magazine. I don't really remember. But basically it was a criticism of how the Constitution is built to favor the elite, but the elite has never actually delivered. That's with basically the entirety of the book, and that the IV just pushes this narrative that elite can do a good job, but it's not. And so, when this country was first founded, um, the only people, the only thing that was voted in, well, the president was voted in, and so is the House of Representatives. But in terms of like who was in the Senate, well, the state legislators appointed senators. We didn't get to vote for our senators until a while. Um, so the only real tangible the checks and balances, the three branches of government, the only real um, the impact that we, the voters, had was on the House of Representatives. The Senate was determined by the elite. The Supreme Court was appointed by the president and confirmed by the Senate. The um, the president could kind of do what he wanted. Yeah. What's your favorite eyebrow? That one. Um, I have. What the hell is? What strange people we have today? Have any of you considered therapy? What's your gender? I'm a dude. Surprise! It's Mr. Carrot. My name is Mr. Carrot. Were you there when America was founded? I was born a couple years after that. Didn't you get into an Ivy? Did the book change your perspective? I applied to 5 Ivy League schools, and I mean, I put a lot of work into there, but to be honest, they're gonna take the rich kids who went to prep schools before me. So I didn't get in, and then I reapplied to some prestigious schools in Washington, D.C. as a transfer student this year, and I did get in to all 4 of them. Just saying. I decided not to go. The book did change my perspective a little bit. The problem is the elite. I don't want to be affiliated with the elite. How many fingers is your forehead? 4, but I have really big hands. Um, you should apply for welfare. I don't really need welfare at the moment, but thank you. I like your hairline. It's cool. Thanks. I didn't ask for it. I just got it. Can I tell you a sweet joke? Go ahead. Oh, messages held for review. Wow. Wow. What strange. Is your hair falling? No, it's not. It's quite healthy actually. I got a big forehead, but it is quite thick, you know? Can you grow a beard? Probably if I tried, but I don't want to. I don't like facial hair. What's the haircut that you get? The cut, the one with the scissors. I go into my barber and I say, "Hey, I'll have the usual," and then he just gives. It's just a simple. He only uses scissors. I don't get anything shaved. It's just scissors. He just uses scissors and adds layers to my hair. My barber's a really nice guy. American? Yes, I'm American. How's Cole's dementia? I don't think I remember. My barber's not nice. Well, get a new barber. Can you spin and jump? No, physically can't. What dementia? Precisely. Hello, dementia. You had your first kiss already? Why is that any of your business? I don't watch the World Cup. I don't watch sports. I don't do sports. I've never done sports. I don't even know how to play. I mean, I know you have to get the ball in the net, yeah, but I don't really get it. Doesn't make sense to me. I mean, I get the ball in the net part, but like beyond that, autism question mark? Probably. Uh, you look like somebody I don't know who. Did you see that video about the 2 idiots doing the hanky panky in the movie theater? That was me. That was me. That was me in the video. You look like you vote for Kamala Harris. I wasn't old enough to vote when she was running, but I mean, the alternative's a douchebag who clearly can't run a country. He's had 2 chances and failed both times. So I would have given her a fair shot. He can't even paint correctly. He used $14 million of our tax money to paint the reflecting pool blue, and then it immediately turned green from algae. The paint peeled. So his solution was let's add hydrogen peroxide to the pool, and then he killed all of the ducks in the pool. There's dead ducklings washing up on the side of the reflecting pool. So maybe you should just drain it and just scrap the idea because it didn't work. It's a waste of $14 million. Yes. No, I'm not from California. Try again. I think we need younger presidents. I think we need anybody except this guy. Well, maybe not anybody, but like someone different. He can't do it. He's proved that he can't. Do you have any pets? No pets. Alaska. No, not Alaska. You can do it. Should I run for president? I'm not old enough. You have to be 35 by your inauguration date. I'm 19 at the moment. So I got a little ways to go. Vermont, great guess. Philippines, not quite. I'm from Vermont. Texas, no. Do I look like a Texas Democrat? I'll take that as a compliment. Texas Democrats are pretty badass. Or maybe my only recollection of one is Mr. Tallarico. But are you a student? I am a student. What's your ethnicity? All of them. I took a DNA test. I'm 100% that bitch. What's the first thing you'd do as president? I don't know. My policies would be basically purely economic because I believe that the current system of the economy is failing everyday Americans. You got to take care of those pimples on your forehead. Well, there's one, and it's pretty much healed. That's a freckle. That's just part of it. That's also a freckle. That's part of it. And yeah, that's a freckle as well. So dissolve the USA. I don't know if dissolving the USA is a good idea because as much as I think the United States is can be selfish, right? Well, there are a lot of people that rely on us, and so if we dissolve, everything kind of goes with it. And I don't know if it's a good idea to do that. It's like, if you have cancer, ripping your heart out will fix the problem, but also kill you. That was a very quiet car. Wow. Skincare routine. I do take care of my skin. You look like Elvis. Thanks. Thoughts on the ceasefire ending again? I think anything that Donald Trump says regarding foreign policy should not be listened to at all. What is clear is that he has no idea what he's doing, and that's all you need to know. We shouldn't have put him in charge. Period. I hate when people like there's people in my life that defend what the president does, and there's people in my life that get mad at every little thing he does. What we need to realize is that he's just an idiot. He's incapable. He is an egomaniac who is concerned with himself over everybody else and his government. If he will fuck up and then say the fuck up was meant to happen the whole time. It's not surprising. There's nothing he could do that would surprise me. He's a douchebag. He's an asshole. He's an idiot, and he's bad at running a country. You are the entire ocean in a drop. What I though he did an interview, yes, a little while ago, where he said I don't think Donald Trump what you're supposed to do as president is you're supposed to have daily press briefings. So somebody will come in and explain to you the news of the day, or maybe you'll read through a newspaper. You'll get information on what's happening before you go out and you do your job. I don't think Trump does that. I think he only watches Fox News. And what the media's really good at is when say the protests in LA happened. Yeah, when you have a protest with like 100,000 people in it, maybe one guy gets mad and hits somebody, right? Whatever. If there's a garbage fire, the media that is against the protest, in this case Fox News, will film the garbage fires and the fights and the police and the tears, the gas mask. The protests in LA were LA's a 50 square 50 what I forgot. It's a big city. It's 50 miles wide, okay? It's 50 square miles, 50 something. It's a big city. So when I would be very careful watching anything on the media because they will show what will get them clicks, what will appeal to their audience. They will completely avoid anything that goes against their views. And this goes for all media corporations. Fox News is just really bad at hiding it. Um, you have to be careful about everything you see. Everything. You don't take any of it at face value. The media is the entertainment business. They're just I don't know. The stakes for them are much higher. Reported for hate speech. Aren't Americans who grow up in a first world country still willing to go to a third world country to fight billionaire politicians and war clearly brainwashed? It's the devil's work, no? What? I wouldn't say they're brainwashed. I would say that the United States has not had a good reason to go into a war since 9/11. That was the last time we had a good reason to start a war, and even then we kind of did a shitty job in every regard. Since then, war has been, even during the 70s, pretty much after 1945, um, we've been very clever about the way we. I'm not against fighting the wars. And this war sucks, and the war in Iran is completely useless, and there's no point for it at all. I'm not against fighting wars in general, though. When you start a war because you want oil, that's different because now you want oil. That's now you're just a dick. Now you're just an asshole. Um, I forget the details, but I read this little book, little thing. I don't remember what it was. It was an old tribe in Brazil, I believe, and this tribe, they were poor, and their society ran on hardworking farmers. There was one guy who ran the farm, and then all of the workers on the farm would work really hard for low wages. So, what this was during the Reagan years, I believe, what Ronald Reagan, or maybe it was Clinton, one of the people, one of the presidents, sent a bunch of machinery over to them. It was India, sent a bunch of machinery over to India, um, to help the workers, right? Great, right? Right? That's a great thing, right? Helps them harvest more crops, right? Helps them get more income. Except now there's no need for workers. And what we did was we took every little piece of their society that was socialist and we dismantled it and made them entirely reliant on machine capitalism. And we called it freedom. And we framed it as we're helping small business. But we knew exactly what we were doing. In my opinion, the culture of the United States should be that there is no one culture in the United States. And our job is to uphold values of individual freedom, democracy, and human rights across the globe, even if it's not 100% reflective of our economic benefits. We have no right to tell a country to be capitalism. Be capitalist. Yeah, that's my opinion. We often it's imperialism, but we're much smarter at it than typical imperialism. We take and then we say we're doing it for freedom, but we're actually doing it because we want money from them. And if we make them reliant on capitalism, then it's more beneficial for us. That's disgusting. So I hate that. Just saying. I don't have my guitar on me, sorry. Thoughts on India? I don't have many thoughts on India. Nothing in particular. I have a lot of friends from Bangladesh, yeah. Bangladesh is still a fairly underdeveloped country with a pretty weak democracy, yeah. They just had a fascist leader. She she refused to leave after her 3 terms were up, and then she fled the country. Um, India, China, and the United States are all kinda trying to get their hands on Bangladesh. Obviously, we're defending their right to have their democracy and have their rights. I agree with that, but, when there's 2 other global superpowers with their hands I just spit everywhere, with their hands on that nation, it can go south very fast. What really why the emphasis on she? Because I don't know any other fascist female leaders. I can only name one, and it's her. Every other notable fascist in history has been a dude. Because to be honest, those are the ideals of fascism: male dominated strength. You know, it's very masculine. It's very, this is our one race. This is our land. War, fighting. Um, the problem here I go. The problem with the patriarchy, well, we don't have enough female leaders, and there's men in government making decisions about a woman's reproductive freedom when they have absolutely no right to even talk about it. And it's not up to them at all. That's one of the problems. That's the obvious problem. But the other problem is that the United States is very focused on ideals of strength, of protection. Yeah, but we should also equally prioritize ideals that are generally feminine, like childcare and you know, that end of the spectrum. We give zero attention to that, and most of the time, our children and our societies are left behind for the sake of war. And if we aim to tackle a patriarchy, the United States would be a great place to start. And that's how I believe we should do it. Yes. Not only elect women, but also make those ideals that are traditionally seen as feminine um, a staple point of society, because that's how societies work. And that's my opinion. Yeah, I think a lot of what you see on TikTok about feminism, like, you remember when Andrew Tate's ugly ass face was all over the internet. Um, yeah, that though that ideal, this new these young men that believe that in this stupid shit that's been said online about women, um, is awful. Um, and the response to that from a lot of feminists has just created a cesspool of arguing that does not get to the bottom of the problem. I would call myself a feminist because I want to get to the root cause of the problem. But by arguing about men and women, you fail to recognize that both are necessary for a society. And that arguing about who should get what first and who should get what when, how about we give it to everybody all at the same time? It's really not that far fetched. Um, Gender ethics, I hate them. I hate it. I hate debating men this, women that. I hate it. Worst debates I've ever gotten into. Worst debates ever. I hate it. I absolutely hate it because it's so stupid and never goes anywhere, never solves the problem. The government, what they like to do when they see two groups of people that are equally angry, say, for example, poor white workers in the 1800s and slaves, the problem was the same thing: money, right? Slaves were mad that they were being exploited for economic purposes, and the poor white workers, well, that was how they made money. It was the only way they could feed their kids was to have slaves. Instead of recognizing that the problem is whatever the hell was going on with capitalism in the 1800s, that was the problem. The government found an awesome way to turn those two people, those groups of people, against one another and let them fight over it instead of addressing the problem. And it was effective for a very long time until Abraham Lincoln said, fuck you. Um, if the government, whoever's in charge, the elite, whatever, is excellent at turning men and women against one another instead of addressing the root cause, instead of recognizing that all resentment from both sides of the argument here comes from the exact same thing. No, I don't hate you. Why do you keep asking that? So this is my opinion that the oligarchy. We could talk about oligarchy, should we? That's a big problem, yeah. If it bothers you that much, go become a politician and fix it. Well, lucky for you, I'm studying politics. I'm gonna try. Talk about the burrito. Rice, beef, beans, refried beans, corn, peppers, onions, all in a tortilla wrap. Great. It was awesome. It's frustrating because it's a worldwide systemic issue with many knock-on effects. What did I say? Hopefully things will become better. Everything is shitty for the same reason. Well, see, I don't like saying like I don't like when people say the problem is colonialism or the problem's the patriarchy or the problem is the rich, right? Because it feels like you're throwing up your hands and you're saying that's a thing that is out of reach that we can't solve. And that's a cop out. And that does nothing to solve the underlying issue. Are you unemployed? No, I'm not. I just got back from work. Um, yeah, so this is There are solutions to the problem. The Gilded Age, remember, we tackled income inequality there by by putting an income tax, and it did actually work to shrink the wealth gap. Now the wealth gap is way too large. We have our first trillionaire, and he is an asshole. Do you believe the US is an oligarchy in practice, even if it's a democracy on paper? I believe that you can get what you want as long as long as it fits the interest of the rich. The more money you have, the more power you have. You are by default an oligarch when you have the money. Even if you don't use the money for power, you have the means to do it, which separates you from the rest of society. So I would say all people who make over $1 million a year are oligarchs because they immediately have something that the rest of us don't have access to, and that's sincere, immense political power. Um, and I would have said there's no hope, right? Or I would have said, as long as you're voting with the interest of the rich, you'll be fine, right? But Mamdani, in the financial capital of the world, you know how many rich people were trying to take him down? He still won. He still won. He's 35. Realistically, he doesn't have that much experience, but he's doing an awesome fucking job, and he did so with a grassroots campaign. It's a big fuck you to the system. That's a big middle finger to the rich people trying to control everybody, and that gives me a lot of hope for this country. I think we should put a progressive in the White House. I might not agree with everything the progressives say, but like think about how many obstacles will be in their way. They're not going to get everything they're promising done, but they will get a lot done because they're progressives and they're not going to try and compromise on like they're going to be like, here's the thing, and I'm going to get this thing through, right? But if you try and compromise, you're just the it's going to be diluted. You're not going to accomplish anything. Democrats are batshit crazy. I would say anybody who holds power right now, incumbents are batshit crazy. I wouldn't say it's specific to any particular political party. I think it's easy to say Democrats are batshit crazy because right now the Democrats are unorganized and don't have one face, right? Before it was Obama. Now it's like, who the fuck's leading the party? The leader of the Republican Party is Donald Trump. So you often don't hear people saying Republicans are crazy. You hear them saying Trump is crazy because Trump's the face of the brand, right? Um, uh, I would say they're unorganized and often capitulate in unfortunate ways. Make me the leader. I'll make America great for the first time in its history. The whole left versus right thing is slop. The left versus right thing is a completely fictitious narrative that is fueled by the shitstorm that is the media. I love the First Amendment, but think about it. Like when George Floyd was murdered, right? Left wing politicians immediately used this as an example of how of Black Lives Matter, how police brutality was real. Right wing networks did not cover it until the protests started and turned into riots, and now they had material to use against the left wing media, right? That, well, look at them, they're burning shit and they're destroying shit. Now you've created a beautiful story because people will keep coming back and keep getting pissed because now there's left versus right. There's the people who are fighting for social justice and the people who are saying, well, don't destroy shit, right? Again, you're missing the point entirely because now you're turning yourselves against one another rather than addressing the actual problem. Um, but that's what the media is good at. Something like Donald Trump being in the Epstein files. Are you with your boyfriend? Most liberal men don't even like girls. I do happen to like girls. Um, like when the Epstein files were covered, most right wing networks didn't cover it because it was very clear evidence that the president of the United States is a douchebag, a fraud, a dipshit, part of the elite mess that he claims, part of the swamp that he claims he wants to drain. Um, he is part of the pedophilic corporate elite. He's the problem. Yeah. So that's my opinion on that. Do you think the modern left and right still represent clear ideologies, or have they become more about identity and culture than policy? 100% more about identity and culture. Back during the Obama years, the largest indicator of how you would vote was your race. It was purely an environment of like diversity, inclusiveness. Now it's education. So we are rapidly heading towards a more social and cultural aspect of politics. And that can get muddy fast because societies and cultures are kind of respective fabrications. And you're not going to, if I were president, I would put forth, as FDR did, an economic bill of rights, but it would be more of a social, cultural, and economic bill of rights. Yes, I find it absolutely disgusting that Donald Trump has made English the official language of the United States because it shouldn't be. Us not having an official language is exactly what ideally we represent, a place for everybody to come, a place for all sorts of cultures to thrive. So if I were president, I would put forth a bill of economic security, social security, and cultural security that would make sure that everybody could practice their own religion without government interference. Period. It doesn't. Everybody's entitled to do their own thing within their respective culture, as long as your culture does not infringe upon another. In America, we often have our own, stereotypical culture of white men at a barbecue grill with a Ford pickup truck that are overtly nationalist. Um, and that is simply not what represents the country. It's a vast array of people from different societies, religions, races. Immigrants are not a burden upon the country. They are the country. They are the beating heart of the country, and they are necessary to keep the American dream alive. America has no culture. America's culture is the idea, in my opinion, that there is no one culture and that there is room for everybody here. And while the majority, the straight white Christian male general majority, will always or has always dominated the narrative, it should not. It should be open to anybody. America has multicultural. That's another way to say it. Yeah. I don't care what you are. Love thy neighbor. Yeah, yeah, yeah. I know a lot of Christians in this country that aren't making thy neighbor feel very loved, but I also know a lot of Christians that are entirely respectable people. Marriage to children. Do you agree with minors being married? No, I don't. See, that's not children. See, that would be a law. That would be a stretch here. Some cultures allow minors to be married. I mean, I wouldn't agree with that. But then again, if you want to cook, if you want to speak a different language, right? This is a book of cultural rights. Um, right, in this scenario. So I'm not saying that you can subvert the law, but you have the right to speak a different language without being harassed by somebody saying, "We speak English here," or you have the right to start up your own business that might not align with the interests of, like, if your business is inherently socialist somehow. The United States is often, the environment of the economy here has often rejected all of those. But in my opinion, do it. Is one of its biggest sources of tension. You're absolutely correct. And I would be careful with the multiculturalism idea, because um, James Madison had the same idea, that multiculturalism was the pinnacle of democracy, that it was a thriving a thriving network of civil society where anyone could exist at any time ever. That was James Madison's idea. That did happen in Germany in 1939. There was a vast array of different national identities, all focused on one particular nation, and that led directly to the rise of Adolf Hitler. So, although I'm all for a healthily diverse civil society, a politically fragmented one, that can get messy fast. I think that is what we're seeing in the United States. What do you think about ICE deporting immigrants? Well, Obama also had significant deportation policies, yes? Donald Trump said Obama didn't go far enough. Let's raise the number of ICE agents and raise the amount of people that ICE agents have to deport on a daily basis. Um, and that will naturally get more illegal immigrants off the streets of our country, yes? Except that's not what happened at all. The amount of people that were illegal that he deported stayed virtually the same, and the amount of citizens and people who weren't, you know, doing anything wrong, people with no criminal record and citizens being deported, skyrocketed, because they had no choice to meet their daily quota of people they had to deport. They had no choice but to deport citizens. So clearly, there's no need for a larger ICE, for a heavily funded ICE, for a rise of the ICE quota. And their job before Trump was effective enough. Now, in my opinion, they're fascist, and they don't respect human rights, and they have no right to tear people out of their homes and throw them away from the lives they're living. These people, even if they aren't here legally, it's very unfortunate that they're not here legally. First of all, the legal way to get into this country is not clear in any way. It's incredibly difficult. And most people want to come here to work, and their work absolutely benefits us. And I'm not going to tell them they can't work here. I have, although I would in power have the right to say you're here illegally, leave. If you got no criminal record and you're feeding your family and you're living the American dream, I'm not going to tell you to leave. I won't. Open borders. I would be careful to use that phrase. Trump often said Biden had open borders. He didn't. What happened was the immigrants stopped coming from 2016 to 2020 because there was a douchebag who didn't respect them in office and then immediately fled to the United States once he left because they saw this as a beacon of hope and opportunity. We should be grateful that they see the United States that way, even after Donald Trump kind of ruined it. There's so many people that come here just for benefits and welfare. You're right. There's people that come here to exploit the system. How do we find those people? How do we find it? What do we sit them all down and grill them in an interview and say, "Are you using this for?" I mean, if we're giving out welfare checks to people, right? The single mother who needs the welfare checks, how do we take it out of the hands of the drug user who's using it for drugs and keep it in the hands of the single mother? Well, there's no legal way to do that. I'm sorry. What are we going to require drug tests to get your child support check, to get your food stamps? How do we do that? There will always be waste. 100%. Taking all of the brown people out of the country does not solve the problem. It creates a bigger problem. Absolutely, you could deport them all, right? But that's um, stupid. It's not that your idea of solving the problem is say fuck it and get rid of everybody. You're not governing. You're not doing anything effective. Your foreign policy is so, or your domestic policy, your immigration policy is simple-minded. It does absolutely nothing to get to the bottom of the issue. I mean, you deport them, where are you gonna deport them to? Back to their country? Yeah. Well, Donald Trump has been deporting them mostly to Ecuador for some reason, but if we deport them somewhere else and we separate families, I mean, honestly, we're not doing anything. We getting can ICE ever be reformed in a way that strengthens border enforcement and addresses human rights concerns? Why do Americans need to care about foreigners? How about we care about our people first? Yes, and I don't know if giving large tax breaks to the rich, refusing to release the Epstein files, Donald Trump is terrible. America first is completely an empty signifier that has no meaning, that he uses to appeal to people who have that opinion, like yourself, and he does nothing to actually deliver on that opinion. Nothing at all. So if I do care about my country first, what I should be giving people is rights to food, water, shelter, health care, um, livable wages, a steady retirement. We shouldn't be using Social Security as much as we do. And people wouldn't be so concerned about paying taxes if we didn't keep raising them to send them to places like Israel. Um, Israel, Iran, $14 million blown on the reflecting pool. I mean, it's a waste of money. If we taxed the rich the same as we taxed the poor, we'd have billions of dollars coming in and we'd have so much more money to put America first. We don't because The people who say America first don't care. I'm sorry. I understand. I 100% get your opinion, but none of these people actually give a shit about you. They want your vote. We tax the rich way more than the poor. In terms of dollar amount, you're correct. In terms of percentage, you're dead wrong. The poor pay about 20 to 30% of their income on average. Business owners pay about 30% of their income on average. The rich pay about 0.1% of their income. And what they'll do is this incredibly sneaky thing where they'll buy a bunch of stock and say they put $10,000 into stock and now it's worth $1 million because it's grown. Instead of selling the stock and getting the money from the stock that will be taxed, they'll just give the stock away as money. You don't own the stock. You're worth the money because you have the stock, but that money's not yours until you sell it. So to avoid taxes, they'll just give the stock away. They'll say, "I'll buy your company. You can have this stock." They don't have the money. They're just worth that money. So they use that to exploit the system. It's stupid. Rich people pay 97% of all taxes. And now they're getting why they don't need tax breaks, man. $1 trillion. Elon Musk has $1 trillion. I don't know why. I believe that this man has a right to his business, but pay your fair share or get out. I'm not giving you the money I need to feed my kids when only about 0.1% of your income is taxed and about 30% of my income is taxed. Elon Musk doesn't actually have $1 trillion. Yeah, that's what I just said. He's worth $1 trillion and finds way to exploit that. Yeah. Hello. I'm streaming, by the way. It's on my face. um, if we were all required to give about 20% of our income to the government, that would allow poorer people to feed their kids, and rich people would be virtually untouched. It would be fairer. They'd still have all their money. The only people, I mean, if we cut taxes on the rich, you know who has to make up that that deficit, right? It's you. It's us. It's everyday Americans. It's the middle class. Yeah, I am holding a floss pick. You're right. Yes. Thoughts on watermelon? I love watermelon. Watermelon's great. I mean, the American system already almost collapsed back during the Great Depression. And one of the ways that we mitigated that was by starting an income tax, which really helped with the problem, with the rich problem, with the fact that the rich people had all the money. That really helped the problem. It really helped. So if we tax them appropriately, we could probably have a functional society again. We have the money to ensure that you can walk into a hospital and get what you need. We have the money. We won't use it because United Healthcare wants more money from you. But I mean, like, if I need a lung screening, I shouldn't be in debt for the rest of my life. That's stupid. No other democracy does that, for the record. Even in some of the most underdeveloped countries, healthcare is free or incredibly affordable. There's no reason, and our healthcare is not better. Some people are like, "Oh, but our healthcare is better than." It's not. It's not. It's the exact same care. You're paying 7 times more for the same prescription drugs. In fact, the doctors. You know where we get a lot of our doctors from? Cuba. Sorry, socialist country. We get our doctors from socialist country. You know what we give them in return? Nothing, because they're socialist, and we don't want to give them anything. We take and we don't give. Um, yeah, that's welcome to the. Uh, we have the money. We could have more money if the system was fairer. We all could thrive equally. Income taxes for America happened in 1913 in the Great Depression. The Gilded Age was before that and led directly to the Great Depression. And then a minimum wage was established shortly after right towards the end of the Depression there. Yeah. And these economic policies that are Keynesian and that most scholars, if happened today, would call socialist, saved the country from total fucking anarchy. That when you repair civil society economically and you make sure that these people can live their lives and still contribute to the economic growth of the country, which is very plausible, it works. I mean, if we claim to be the greatest country on earth, we should give a shit about our citizens, right? We don't. I mean, even like Canada, not perfect, but still has their shit together more than us. Why can't we? Why can't we? Here's Looky. Hi, Looky. We're having a political discussion about oligarchy in the United States. E- Elon Musk will he'll have like $1 million in stock, and it won't be allowed to be taxed because he hasn't sold it, so he doesn't own it. Right? He doesn't own the money. He doesn't have it. He's just worth that. Yeah. But then he uses the stock to get something else. So you do have it. So it is yours. So you do own it. The issue isn't even the rich, it's ultimately the government overreach and spending wasting. I mean, we wouldn't be concerned with wasting money if we taxed the poor and the rich the same. I mean, we would, right? There'd be waste, but the waste we'd have more money. So I don't know if the money going into the welfare system is the waste as much as the 60% of our budget that goes to Israel. As much as I believe in Israel's right to defend itself, that's way too much fucking money. That's I mean, other countries, I think our military budget's way too large. We could cut that down to 40%, still lead the world in military spending, and have more money to give to our children. That's what I believe we should do. Even if we had more money, they would just waste it. So I mean, like, what do you want to do? Just say fuck it and let it collapse? Because we can do that. We got to do something, right? You don't like Musk? Not particularly. You want banana? I got plenty. Thank you. I go to work every day and pay for Israel. So if you're unemployed, you're anti-war. You're right because you don't have a choice. I mean, the government will keep taking your money and keep doing whatever it wants with it, and then when it wants more, it'll keep asking you for some, and you can't really say no because because the rich have the power, not you. So it's not up to you. It's up to them. It's up to them where the tax dollars go. So as much as I know that I am part of the system, I am a gear in the system. I am dissatisfied with it. I could protest by leaving the country, right? And not having a job. But is that really the ideal option? Is that the only way to fix it? If that is the only way I could protest against the system, something in the system is wrong, right? Hello again. Hold on. What do you think about the UK social media ban? I don't really have an opinion on it, to be honest. I'm still thinking about how I, because I was exposed to social media pretty young, and it can be an issue, but it wasn't for me. So I don't know. This is all up to my parents' discretion. What's your major? Political science. If I do you have Italian ancestry? I'm 2% Italian. Yeah. My according to my DNA test. If I say I wanted to protest the plastic industry, well, we'd have a problem, yes? Well, there's this, and then there's some in here, and there's some here too, and then there's some here as well. Um, the oil companies, Exxon, Shell, the other ones were when they take methane out of the ground, they get this byproduct called ethane that can be turned into plastic. So the oil companies were told, if you're gonna take methane out of the ground, you got to do something with your byproduct. So what they decided to do was make plastic, which is convenient, durable, affordable. The only way you can really get rid of plastic is by burning it, which is a whole, don't do that. It's awful for the environment. It's terrible for you and your lungs and also the air. It's god awful. So there's really nothing we could do about this. If we break down the plastic, it will literally just break down into smaller and smaller pieces. It will not actually dissolve. There's no plastic dissolving, and now everything's plastic, right? The people who sponsor recycling programs are the oil companies that start the plastic in the first place, which is why I'm skeptical about recycling, because why would the oil companies sponsor recycling? Oh, I know why. To make you feel better about using their products and to get more profit out of that. Bada bing, bada boom. Welcome to American capitalism. Looky, are you still here? What do you plan on doing after college? Run for office somewhere. Please tell me your thoughts on abortion. As a man, I have no, I cannot be the determining factor of what a woman decides to do for her body. That's up to her. I believe in, I'm pro-choice. That's my opinion. It's not a black and white issue by any means. I totally can understand the counter argument that we shouldn't kill fetuses. I get that. But in my opinion, although it's an awful thing to weigh, the life of the mother in that situation would be would be more valuable, or not valuable, but a priority to the life of an underdeveloped fetus. And if we look at where the abortions are happening, 99% happen in the first trimester, and 100% of the ones that happen after the first trimester are medically necessary. So, if you're in the second or third trimester, you're probably not planning on getting rid of it. You probably have a name and a crib and everything. So, I trust women to make that decision themselves. Are you center left? Not really. I wouldn't call myself a progressive only because I feel like the opinions or the motivations of the opinions of some progressives are not wrong but misplaced or don't take into account the full complexity of the issue, right? Like for example, environmental movements. I'm not against environmental movements. I'm not against what they stand for, but using paper straws, right, isn't solving fucking anything. You're cutting down more trees, for the record. Um, we need to stop plastic production. That's what we need to do. I mean, that's a goal that's wildly untangible at the moment, right? But if you go to a restaurant and they put a straw in your drink and you say, "No, no, no, I'm not going to get the straw." You're not saving anybody. You're not the straw's made. It's gonna go into the garbage eventually. You're not saving fucking anybody. You and your one straw are not saving anybody. There's one solution, and it's outlawing plastics. That's it. And even then, we have all of this plastic waste to do something with. Like, what will we do? Your problem in politics will be you double talk too much. Men of courage are making most of the headway and getting most traction. I think right now, who's getting the most traction in politics is anybody that has the guts to challenge the status quo. And 2026 is shaping up to be an anti-incumbent election, a complete rejection of whatever the fuck is happening right now, and people that are just throwing out establishment candidates. That's what's happening right now. I don't think there's there's obviously been a patriarchy in place, yes, but I don't think that gender has as much of an influence on this election as your resume does, as um anybody's particular resume would. I mean, Mom Donnie was elected in New York City, and the runner up was the governor of New York. The guy who was more qualified for the job didn't get the job because people said, "Fuck you, we don't want you." People clearly don't care. If you have more experience, what they're looking for is actual actual, you know, hey. People who actually challenge the status quo, yes. Do you think Mamdani will win if he runs for president? Mamdani was born in Uganda and is not eligible to run for president. Uganda. You didn't know that? No. You learn something new every day. Maybe they're just not satisfied with his service. Precisely. The man who had plenty of years to prove himself didn't. And I think that's what we're seeing a lot with politicians is you elect a Democrat, then the Democrat does bad, and then you elect a Republican, and then the Republican does bad, and then you elect a Democrat again, and the Democrat does bad, and then you elect a Republican, and the Republican doesn't really do what you want him to do, so you elect a Democrat, and then he doesn't deliver on any of his promises, so you elect the Republican, and he doesn't do shit either, so you elect a and then we keep doing that for 40 years until people are like, fuck you, we want someone different. And then Mamdani wins in a place like New York City, and everyone's like, "How did this happen?" Because everyone fucking before him failed to deliver on their promises. Are you a crackhead? Not particularly. No, I wouldn't call myself an addict. I'm kidding. I don't do drugs. Too good to be true promises when running for president. When Mamdani was elected, he stated in his speech, "I may not accomplish everything I promised you, but I promise I will not be criticized for not trying hard enough." I think that sums up exactly what the mindset we need to have. Yeah, the system is built to disregard progressive opinions like that. But here's Mamdani saying, I'm still going to try. And he just closed a deficit larger than the one that was inherited before the Great Depression. Pretty remarkable accomplishment for 6 months. You ever think about bangs with a forehead like that? Think about your mother. uh, Biden was brain dead. And Moron Zon Dumney is failing as well. Speak. That's a stretch. Biden was old and ineffective, and Zoran Mamdani is doing a pretty good job. Just gonna, I'm in my opinion, he's not doing a bad job.
That's a new record for beer cans.
A new record for beer cans. How tall are you? 6'1".
This is starting to sound like OnlyFans. Have a good day, Josh.
You too. $100 and I'll start an OnlyFans. I'm kidding. Gay. Yeah. Nobody cares. Someone asked. So, I mean, someone cares. Clearly, somebody cares. Who's your significant other and is she ready to be first lady? Do you usually win on college debates? The college debates, I to be honest, when we a lot of my classes are discussion based and I love them. We sit down and we talk. I speak more like a politician than than anybody else in the room, and it's effective. But a lot of them, like, because the college I go to is very anti-establishment. They don't they no one there's Republican. Everyone's there a moderate Democrat or a complete leftist. And so I'm kind of in the middle there. And so I talk like a politician. We were talking about taxes once, and we were talking about a more progressive tax, something about the tax system, and I was like, yeah, the tax system right now is not working. And they're like, well, what do you mean? And I was like, well, I'm poor. I grew up poor. Yeah, so if you're going to take 30% of my paycheck and do absolutely fucking nothing with it, I need to eat, I need to shower, I need to be warm during the winter. Do something with it or give it back to me, because I don't want to pay you if I can't trust you to do something with my money. And they were like, "Oh, so you're a Trump supporter, and so you believe it?" And I was like, "No, but that is a an opinion that is shared by many Trump supporters, is that the government's failing them and that they want somebody different." And the guy who called Hillary crooked and Biden sleepy and said there was a swamp, he spoke directly to the needs of all these people that believe in their heart that that's true. And it is true. These people are crooked. These people, there is a swamp. He didn't do shit to drain it. And I never trusted the guy with fake orange hair who's friends with Jeffrey Epstein. I never fucking trusted him to fix any of it. But he's right. There is a problem. So, yeah, so yes, I when I'm in college debates, the stance I take is very nuanced, and I usually have to reiterate myself a bunch because they're like, "So you must agree with this," and I'm like, "Well, no, because of this," and they're like, "So you must agree with this point," and I'm like, "Well, no, no, actually, I don't." How do we get to this topic? I've been talking about politics for the last hour. I could keep going. This is very entertaining for me. This is what I want to do for a living. Okay. Someone asked if I give relationship advice. I don't not really qualified to give any advice. He's just very jolly. I can go on for hours about conversations like these. I will there are people when they talk about politics, they get frustrated and they get exhausted. I'm like what do you mean not qualified? I mean, why would you ask a 19-year-old boy for relationship advice? I don't know what the fuck I'm doing. I'm figuring it out just as much as you guys are. You seem very qualified. Go ask away. You're 19. I am 19. I know I look older. I've been told I look older than that. I'll give you $100 if you say 6'7". I did. There you go. You don't actually have to donate. Should I cheat or no? No. You're doing so much better at figuring it out than us, bro. Oh, this is this is chaos. You look older, yeah. I didn't ask for the big forehead; it just was given to me. Also, I people think I'm balding up here, but this is a birthmark. The doctor scratched the top of my head when I was born. I've had this since I was a baby. Yeah. So I've got where my hair parts, and it leads right into this spot on the top of my head. In case you were wondering, put it away. It feels like it's extra. It's sensitive, and it burns when like the sun shines directly on it, and with my black hair it can burn easily, so I have to put sunscreen there. Yeah, but yeah, that's where the doctor the doctor scratched my head. I always take some hair here and just push it back. Grab a hat. I don't need a hat. I'm taller than most people. The doctor also scratched the top of my right eye, and you could still vaguely see a scar on top of my right eye here. You see that? Yeah. Opinions on psychology? It's great. Great major. Awesome major. Take it seriously. The doctor had long fingernails. I believe the doctor that delivered me was arrested and put in prison because he swapped his semen sample with a semen sample that was being stored, and this woman had a child that was his biologically. Um, yeah, I I I looked that up somewhere. I found on my birth certificate the doctor's name, and I looked up my doctor's name, and it was I don't know if it was the same doctor, but he was from Vermont, so I assume it was. Can we get a fridge tour? This fridge is okay. It's mostly ice cream. I got a job at an ice cream place over the summer, and I get free ice cream, so it's mostly ice cream. Ugh. Can you mail us ice cream? So, um, this is not where I work, but I must tell you, this is my absolute favorite flavor of ice cream. I don't work for Ben and Jerry's, but I wish I did so I could get that every fucking day. Strawberry cheesecake Ben and Jerry's ice cream. Let me just say, is the best fucking ice cream on the market. I absolutely love this shit. This is the only I don't like eating too much ice cream at once. I will sit through and I will eat this entire fucking pint in one sitting. It's perfect. It's perfect. Do you have Colbert's flavor? No, I only have this in half baked in my freezer at the moment. This is fucking awesome. How do you get over your social anxiety to talk in front of your classmates like that? Uh, you just kind of gotta wing it. And then afterwards, I'll kind of like apologize to them, and they'll be like, "Were you mad?" And I was like, "No, I like debating." So you know, I'm not mad at you. I'm just I like getting fired up. If I'm ever on that political stage, if they fire a shot at me, oh, I'm fact checking that bitch. What's the time in your country? 2:22 p.m. Yeah. Look at that. Look at that shit. Oh my god. Oh my god. It's fucking awesome. Give me a spoon, man. Get me a spoon. Did you do drama or theater? I've been told several times I should, but no, I never have. Dude, this is so fucking awesome. Strawberry cheesecake ice cream with strawberries and a graham cracker swirl. Look at that shit, bro. Look at that graham cracker swirl in there, bro. Fuck. No. No. I don't know where that went. You know, there's probably kids watching you, right? Yeah. Well, I mean, there's nothing I've said that's. Is it what? Is eating ice cream too lewd? What's your ethnicity? All of them. I'm from everywhere, mostly Latino, but I have family from all over the world. No, it's the swearing. Fucking. It's not. Look, I have done all I need to do legally. I've clicked the no, this is not for kids button. So if there's a kid watching, it's no longer my responsibility to remove the child from watching. It's the parent of the child's responsibility to make them stop watching. I've done all I need to do legally, and I can fucking swear as much as I fucking want to. I bet you're just jealous you don't have strawberry cheesecake ice cream. Do you like wigs? No. I'm not losing my hair. I just have a giant. I've always had a giant forehead. It's always been that. It's always been. No, what? That sucks. You think this ice cream sucks? You're wrong. Vermont's finest. It's kosher. All of their ice cream is kosher and non-GMO. Authentic ingredients made from local farms in St. Albans, Vermont. I dropped some. Is it GF? Question mark, question mark, question mark. What is this energy? My energy? It's all over the place. That's me. There is no energy. John Pork is coming from you? For you? John Pork didn't even buy me dinner first. That wasn't funny at all, but I'm laughing anyways. All right. All right. Are you always this happy? Yes. It is a curse and a blessing. I'm very autistic, so I just everything's funny. Everything's funny all the time. It's kind of awesome. You give me a Capri Sun, it'll make my fucking day, okay? I have bad days, but it's much easier to be happy than it is to be sad. How could I not be happy with this with this ice cream in my hand, huh? Hey, Ben and Jerry's needs to make a carrot cake flavor, and I want my fucking face on the pint. Mr. Garrett's carrot cake ice cream, yeah? There's Jimmy Fallon's The Tonight Dough. There's Stephen Colbert's The Americone Dream, yeah? Wavy Gravy, the DJ from Woodstock 99, had his own flavor. The Hulk has his own flavor in the MCU. It's not actually real. But, you know, Mr. Carrot needs his own flavor. Cannibalism? I need to stop eating before I get fat. Yeah! This is the shit, man. Hell yeah. All right. Ugh, hate from the UK. Hey, you go Skinwalker. Um, I had a friend in high school that called me Skinwalker because I used to weigh 300 pounds and I lost a ton of weight. And now I weigh 165. And so I have an immense amount of loose skin. You can't see it, but I have a lot of skin around my waist and around my body. So he insists that I stole someone's skin, but I grabbed the wrong size. So he calls me Skinwalker. Yeah, true story. No way. Yes, I was very overweight. Surprise. How did you lose that much? The first part was um, I didn't have much access to food during COVID. The second part was I got sad and didn't really eat, and then the third part was I started working out. So, like, for that entire stretch of time, I progressively lost the weight. Would not recommend, by the way. It's not a healthy way to lose 150 pounds. Don't do it. Don't do that way. There's better ways. Happy Mr. Carrot was sad. I have been sad at various points in my life. There have been lots of reasons for me to be sad. Wasn't worth well, I mean, I guess it is. I'm hot as hell, but I mean, like, in terms of I could have done it better. There's better ways to do it. I need to be employed, but I don't know how. Indeed. Go to Indeed. Start looking on Indeed. You look like you came out of the womb that way. I didn't. I promise. Do you ever cry? I do cry. I cried earlier today, actually. That was a joke. You have a perfect smile. Thanks. I never had to wear braces. You're a funny guy, but don't risk the chance of looking like a dweeb face hiding emotion in a healthy way. I'm not, I genuinely, like, I don't. Most of the things I'm happy about, like 99% of the time, I'm happy. Are you concerned about your YouTube stuff getting clipped and posted when you run for president? I mean, there's like embarrassing shit I did as like a kid, like when I was like 12. I have videos from when I was 12. So it would be embarrassing, but like there's nothing that would make it YouTube sensation. Mr. Carrot runs for president. Here he is saying how much he hates Dutch candies in when he was 12 years old. Remove the wig. It's real, I promise. It is real hair. Eh? Eh? It's real. Eh? It's a real head of hair, yeah? If you're truly happy. Look, there's a lot of things to be sad about. There's no fun in that, eh? I have found happiness is where I am, and I am happy about the happy things. The hairdo makes you look like you're wearing an Israeli. Wow. Thoughts on balding? It happens. Dwayne the Rock Johnson is still a really sexy man. Do you like bananas? I enjoy bananas. Do we miss Ella? I don't know. She calls me chopped cheese every time she watches my stream and claims that she has the same birthday as me, but she's probably lying. Ignore haters. I want to stop you right there. I don't have haters. I'm kidding. I don't care. The amount of mean YouTube comments I've gotten and removed, I don't care. It doesn't affect me because these people don't know me. You can call me an insecure bitch boy, and it won't hurt unless I know you, trust you, and devote that attention to you. Maybe like 5 people would be able to actually hurt me by calling me an insecure bitch boy, but Farty McDonald. What? Farty McDonald. That's a new one. Whoa, mustache man, eh? Your negative comments are also making me rich. I'm glad one of us can profit off of it. You're a smart guy, my man. Thank you. How did you come up with your name? My mother gave it to me when I was born. If Jesus called you a stinky bacteria, would you care? A little. I'd be like, Jesus, Jesus, that's not a thing you say. You're Jesus. How did you come up with that? How did I come up with my name? Well, I gotta ask my mom because she was there when I was born. So I'd have to ask her. It was a reference to a YouTube video I watched forever ago, and it's just been my thing ever since. America's nth president, Mr. Carrot. 2 a.m. Should I sleep? Yes, you've probably got an exam in the morning. Whom is this? Mr. Giggle Shits. That's a great one. I'm a giggly bitch by nature. I have linear algebra exam tomorrow. What do you need to remember? What do you need to study for? Eh? Are you a masochist? Only on Saturdays. No, I'm not a masochist. What the fuck kind of Your voice is pretty cool. Thanks. I got it when I was born and then I formed into this after puberty. I want to film too, but I'm camera shy. I was camera shy when I started as well. Joke's on you. I graduated high school. There's no exams tomorrow. Congratulations. Your life has begun. It's a little frightening when you first try and get on your feet there. Yeah. Ask ChatGPT for help. Don't do that. Water in it might not actually help you. I ask ChatGPT for help on math homework sometimes, and it never really gives me my answer because it's like it uses complicated. Oh, fuck it. God, my knee. God damn it. Scoot back, you bitch. Yeah, I'm on a crate. What color should I dye my hair? Aquamarine. Burgundy. Pussy willow is a color. Look it up. It's like a dark gray. You're my favorite LGBTQ streamer. Thank you, even though I'm none of those things. How'd you know I was lesbian? You Italian? No, I just sound like this. Happy birthday. Been 3 days. AI uses water, quite a bit of it, yes. The computers get so hot they need lots of water to cool themselves down. A lot of water. Much water. Lots of water. What's your best impression? I don't really know. I don't really know how to. I don't do many impressions. Who's that guy from Regular Show who goes my mom all the? You know who else? That guy? Or like I can do a mediocre Donald Trump, but I'm not gonna embarrass myself. Okay, I'm not stupid. I don't fall for these ligma balls esque jokes. Try doing the Joker. No. It is Muscle Man. Wow. Are you an actor? No. There's no synchronization in your voice. It's messing with my brain. I'm not sure what you mean. My voice is normal. Eh? It's a completely normal voice. What's the last show you watched? Yesterday, I watched an episode of. Oh, Looky has to go now. It's 2:41, Looky. What could you possibly have at 2:41 in the afternoon, eh? You don't go to bed until 6. Tell me, what do you have to do, Looky? Where you going? Friend is coming over for the England match. Oh, it's always the British, the British, the British, the British. They take everything. First, they take the entire fucking planet. Now they take Looky from my stream, eh? God damn it, these fucking. I'm just kidding. I love you, British people. You're excellent. Goodbye, Looky. Hey, don't eat shit on your way out. You know what I'm saying? Eh? 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 Fuck you. uh, I might end this stream and then go listen to music for a couple hours. I'm incredibly bored. That's why I stream usually. A little curved but funny. That's how I describe myself to people. Eh? Yeah, yeah. I got an hourglass shaped body. It's very weird. My mother's genes really powered through on that one. My father is the shape of a cardboard box. I've never met the man, but I assume he's the shape of a cardboard box. Maybe it's the Latino on my dad's side, but I look like an hourglass. It's very weird. You wear your mom's jeans? No, but if I did, I'd look fucking awesome. Who would you kiss for $2 million? Your mother. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. For $2 million, I mean, can I pick anyone? Can I pick anybody? Anybody ever? The Ryan Reynolds. Sure. That $2 million. Does it have to be someone mildly unattractive? Is that what you're getting at? Like, what's the lowest I would go? Because if I can pick anybody, I'll just pick like Jennifer Aniston or Sabrina Carpenter or something, you know? Your voice is the greatest song ever composed. 2 million, I'd do it for a cheeseburger. I'd do it for free, eh? No, I wouldn't. I wouldn't do that for free. Well, maybe. It depends on what day it is. You're a great politician, voice that can hypnotize. Very great for deceiving. Oh, my tax returns? Well, the biggest thing I think about that is oh, look, a bird. Anyway, back to how my opponent doesn't respect women. You look like you play the son of a mafia boss. You look like Paul Rudd. All genres of music, I don't discriminate. They're all awesome. They're all great. Yeah, I got a big nose. I can smell very well. I'm gonna write about you. Thank you. Make sure you open with Mr. Gigglebitch. Who's your favorite singer? Queen, Freddie Mercury, great. Prince, also a huge Prince fan. Pink Floyd, those are my top three. Have you heard of Conan Gray songs? I have. I've heard Family Line and that other one about flowers. His voice tones are not coherent. Are you a cat person? I'm allergic to cats. I'm sorry. Have you seen Stranger Things? I have. The ending was batshit. He's trying to impress the men. Is it working? I bet I could pull anybody from any gender ever. Eh? Just saying. No, I'm kidding. But really, people think I'm very homosexual. I'm not. I promise. I promise I'm not gay. I know everything that you see right now is contrary to that rumor. But I'm really not gay. Every every woman that I've been interested in and or talked to has assumed I was gay before I talked to them. It's every single one. If you could be anybody, who would you want to be? Your mother. No, I don't know. I don't know. I answered your question. Stop spamming, eh? Okay, I'm gonna put you in timeout, bro. My sister likes you. That's great. What's your sister's name? Where's she from? Eh? I don't know your sister. You gotta give me more information on that. Game of Thrones is the greatest series ever made, yes or no? I think hamburgers and hot dogs go well with fries. I don't know. I've never seen Game of Thrones. I heard the ending sucked, so I wouldn't call it the. I mean, if it's the greatest, then it needs a good start and a good end. And I guess it started and it went well, but it ended bad. So I wouldn't. He will not like her. She's 10. You're right. I'm not into 10-year-olds. Okay. Wow. uh, I like your wallpaper. Thanks. I got it from the wallpaper store. You got a style and it doesn't look like this typical copy paste fit an average man would wear. This is a women's shirt from a thrift store that I bought, and it fits me remarkably well. Yes, I really like it. Eh? I'm 19. This isn't my house, so I don't know what any of that is, and I'm also not going to go through it. Body tea? This is a phrase I'm not familiar with. Those women's hips, you trans? Not trans, just fucking hot. That's all. You could pass as a female and go under. I'm 6'1", and I have a voice like this. Can I use a picture on the cover of my book? Sure. Are you silly? Oh, the silliest. I thought you're 5'6". I'm not 5'6". You're tall. I am tall. I am pretty tall. Look, I go above the light. Does that prove I could touch the ceiling. Does that prove I'm tall? Look at how tall I am. Look at me in contrast to where the microwave is or the refrigerator. This is something you have in your homes. Yes, I'm taller than the refrigerator. Yeah, I could see clearly the top of the refrigerator. So you now that proves I'm tall, yes? This is an average size refrigerator, for the record. This is not a below average size refrigerator. I'm tall. I'm very tall. Tippy toes. No tippy toes here. Just regular toes. Just regular toes. And I'm super tall, taller than the I could go on my tippy toes if you would like me to, eh? 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 But I'm just tall. Living in a house fit for your size. You're right. I had everything shrunk. The vegan teacher's after you. Great. Perhaps your house is small. It's a regular sized house. Till the next live. Till the next live. What's your favorite thing you've done today? I took a shit this morning. It was great. I didn't feel good yesterday, so it was a relief that it all came out. Yeah, that was great. That was a pretty good shit. Last movie you watched? Toy Story 5. I want to watch Obsession. I haven't seen it yet. I got long legs and giant feet, by the way. I got huge feet. Wait, let me show you. Let me show you. These are my shoes. Yeah. And this is the shoe of somebody that lives in the house with us. So I got giant ass feet for the record. These things, it's really hard to walk sometimes. Like, when there's like a small space and I'm trying to maneuver next to somebody, I can I can't, like, I'm very slim. My body can fit, but my feet usually don't. I usually like my feet. It's really hard. Very. I have seen the back rooms. It was good. I liked it. But my feet, they take up a lot of room. What did you eat for dinner today? Dinner hasn't happened today. Last night I had nachos. Biggest fear. I'm not really scared of regular things. Like I hate bugs. I guess that would be bugs. But like failure, death. I'm not scared of death as much as I am dying in an unpleasant manner. Kane Parsons is older than you by 2 years. Isn't he 20? I'm 19. Favorite song currently, Comfortably Numb by Pink Floyd. My old classmate is taller. Great. There's a lot of people that are taller than me. It's not a competition. I know I'm not the tallest person in the world. That's a bird, by the way. You're a giant. I can make 6 pairs of shoes just using your one shoe. Size 14, United States. Yeah. It's a 14-inch foot. It socks, I go through them like crazy. It's not fun sometimes, but you know what they say about big feet, big heart. No, I'm not tall enough to be in the NBA. I'm really not. Nor am I strong enough to be in the NBA. Nor do I know enough about basketball to be in the NBA. Do you like sports? No, I don't. I don't do sports at all. You know the difference between a Lamborghini and a dead body? No. What's your favorite animal? Dog. I don't know. A Tahitian vanilla bean with legs. You should make a video on your crocheting. I don't actually crochet. That was a joke. I play and do music a lot. Favorite book? Uh, I haven't watched. I haven't read Lord of the Flies. I saw the Netflix special. It looks really good, but I should read the book. I should. But I really liked um 1984 by George Orwell. Are you a matcha girly? I don't eat grass. No, I hate the taste of grass. What do you usually discuss with your bros if you don't follow sports? Politics. My bros aren't typical bros. What books do you read? The books, the ones with the pages. What's something you never told your parents? I don't know. I've been kind of honest with them. Um, uh, I don't know. Like, yeah, to be honest, I don't have a traditional life. I don't have a biological father. I do. I just don't know him. He's lives in Panama, and we don't talk. So I have my stepfather. I'm living with him right now. Yes. Um, I don't keep secrets from people, really. I don't want to dump on you about the nature of my of who I am and my relationship with everybody and my childhood. But you ever plan to meet your biological father? Maybe someday. Who's someone you're really grateful to have in your life and why? There's one particular person that I'm really grateful to have in my life for one particular reason. They're a great person. Do you have stepbrothers? I have a half brother. My mom has four kids, but she only had one kid with my dad, and the other kids were all from the same dad. So I have half siblings, but I don't have any full siblings. What will you have for dinner? I don't know. My stepdad's gonna get home soon, and then I'll ask him. I'll end the stream in like 2 or 3 minutes. You got any last minute questions? Go ahead, fire them at me. Who's the person? That's classified. That's classified information. Favorite genre of movies? Drama, psychological thriller is popular ones like Oppenheimer. Great fucking movie. I love cinematic movies. Are you seeking? I don't know what that means. Are you seeking? What the fuck? Do you have a girlfriend or girlfriends? Are you any July 4th plans? I'm gonna spend it with there's some friends. As because I was in politics too, and I just realized there's no use for commoners because it's just discussed at the end. Yeah, yeah, but politics is great. It's kind of everything when you think about it. Coffee person or tea person? I don't drink either really, but tea because I don't like the smell of coffee or just the hue of coffee makes me ill and makes it feel like bad breath. So I had a video a while ago with a significant other. That significant other and I are no longer together. As far as my relationship status at the moment, it's top secret. Do you like Ethel Cain's songs? I haven't really heard. Do you believe in aliens? Yeah, I think it's stupid to look up and say there's nothing up there. I mean, look at how complex life is here. There's got to be one fucking place where it's also alive, yes? Not like they don't have to be humanoid and be green and smarter than us, but there's got to be something fucking out there, even like a microbe. Even a tiny microbe would count as an alien. But like fucking nothing? You think nothing? No, you think there's nothing up there? You think there's absolutely fucking nothing? You think our brains are this complicated? And there's fucking nothing. There's nothing else. It's stupid. That's a stupid opinion. Look at what we've accomplished here on Earth. Yeah. It's fucking awesome. It's so much. It's so vast. There's millions of species on this planet. You don't think there's one? There's one out there. It's fucking huge. Anyway, what would be? I think it's terrifying if there's a more intelligent species than us, because then we would be like, you know, we'd be in trouble probably, and also like when you think about it, um, it would be scary that there's something beyond human comprehension out there. But it would also be equally terrifying if we were the smartest things in the universe, because um, uh, Why is this the pinnacle of everything? We argue about skin color. That's stupid. They're definitely way smarter than us. If you found a planet of ants, I'm not balding. I just have a big forehead. I've always had a really big forehead. If you found a planet full of ants, right? Would you bother to stop and say hello? No, because they're ants. They're stupid little ants. You can't communicate with ants. They're smart, they're intelligent in their own regard. But whatever, if there's a giant species, if there's a huge species out there that's so much more intelligent than us, they wouldn't see us as intelligent. They would see us as stupid. Fighting over skin color, over fake borderlines, they would laugh at us. They would. If there's nothing more intelligent out there, then that's equally as scary because this means that the pinnacle of existence is humans, and that is sad because we need to get our shit together. Anyways, I think I'm gonna end this here. Thank you, everybody, so much for watching. If you liked it, and subscribe. Do it. Yeah. We had a long political discussion and then a discussion about aliens and many discussions. But welcome that thanks the so thank you everybody so much for watching. I'll see you next time, yeah? Yeah, goodbye. Goodbye now. Bye-bye. Yeah, goodbye. Bye-bye. Goodbye.